Hi, I'm Mike Smith. Welcome to News 6. Today's News 6 is being presented by Mrs. Burkholt's 6th grade class at Antwerp Elementary School in Antwerp, Ohio. Here with our first story about a family with a very special hobby is Tammy Collins.
Thank you, Mike. The Llewellyn family in Antwerp has a very interesting hobby. They collect steam engines. Larry Llewellyn is a 6th grader in our class. Recently, he and his father fired up the steam engine for us.
I'm Larry Llewellyn and I live in Antwerp, Ohio. This is a steam engine, and we do a lot of sawing and thrashing with it, sometimes plowing. We take it to steam shows. There's a lot of steam engines around. They're all going fast. My dad knows a lot about steam engines. This is my dad.
Hi, I'm Larry Llewellyn. This engine was made in 1922. It weighs 12.5 tons. When it was new, it operated on 175 pounds of steam, which now I carry 165, just for safety factor. We do take a lot of steam shows, and Larry is very interested in running it. He's doing a real good job getting started on the throttle, and he likes to fire it up on by himself and oil it up and the kind of things that goes along with the steam engine. I'm glad that he's very interested in it, and sometime later it'll probably be his engine, and I'll be glad to see him have it.
It's lots of fun to do. I run a lot of it. But you get a lot of smoke in your face and stuff. I've already run my uncles and my grandpas. They're a lot of fun to do and stuff. One of these days I hope I'll be able to run it by myself.
The Llewellyn steam engine has been in many parades and won first or second prize every time. Larry's 3 steam engines. One of those is a locomotive. Larry is looking forward to the day when he can drive the steam engine all by himself.
Thank you, Tammy. Antwerp has had some pretty interesting buildings. Here with a look at these buildings are Jenny Conley, Jeff Pierce, and Gerald Slago. Jenny?
The Earhart Museum is a nice place to visit in Antwerp. It was donated by Otto Earhart in 1962. The museum has a natural history collection, Indian artifacts, a military collection, and a gift shop. Mr. Earhart contributed more than 500 mounted birds of northern Ohio, 7,000 insects, butterflies and moths, and 1,200 bird eggs. Practically all the wild animals and snakes common to this area can be seen there. The 2-headed calf is the most interesting item to the kids visiting the museum. Jeff?
Thank you, Jenny. Another interesting building is the oldest house in Antwerp. It was built by John Lincoln in 1841 and is a one-story log cabin. It is located on Canal Street. Later it was covered with siding. When the Taylor family moved into the house and discovered that it was a log cabin, they removed the siding so everyone could see it. Here with a story about the Antwerp Depot is Gerald Slago.
Thanks, Jeff. It was a magnificent structure with a large freight room, a well-windowed agent's office, a waiting room furnished with benches, and a pot-bellied stove. At the time, the main passenger line of the railroad ran through Antwerp. There were 3 passenger trains daily, as well as 5 freight trains going west and 3 going east. But then, as the years passed, Antwerp Depot no longer served the community, and the railroad decided to abandon it. The town's Otto Earhart Historical Society wanted to save the depot, so they moved it and opened it and let the people come in to see what it was like years ago. Antwerp has railroad days each year to remember the railroad era. Mike?
All cities have water treatment plants, but Antwerp has had some problems with keeping their water clean. Here with a look at our water treatment plant is Tammy.
Antwerp citizens are concerned about their water. They have been working to improve it for the past year. Michelle Addis interviewed Mr. Dick Rhodes, the manager of the waterworks, about how the plant operates.
How do you keep the water pure?
By adding chlorine to it.
Are there many chemicals in the water?
Just chlorine and caustic soda.
What do these chemicals do?
The chlorine takes out the hydrogen sulfide gas that's in the water, and the caustic acid is added to keep the pH at a level so the water is stable.
What problems do we have with our water?
If I don't keep the water in perfect balance with the pH, it removes the iron from the pipes and makes it red.
Thanks to Mr. Road, my grandpa, the water in Antwerp is improving.
Through rain and sleet and hail, the mail must go through. Long ago, this was the job of the Pony Express. One of Antwerp's citizens learned about the Pony Express firsthand. Jenny has that story.
Years ago, the Pony Express riders rode wildly across American plains carrying important messages. In the year 1967, Lauren W. Cox of Antwerp, Ohio, reenacted a Pony Express ride by riding from Auburn, Indiana to Fort Wayne, Indiana. He carried a message from the mayor of Auburn to the mayor of Fort Wayne. Mr. Cox still enjoys horses and will remember the time he stepped back into history as a Pony Express rider.
Thanks, Jenny. We are going to close with a fast-paced story today. Here are the details is Jeff.
On Sunday afternoon, the kids in Antwerp and their fathers go down to McKeever's go-kart track and race go-karts. It costs $5 to enter the race. The time trials start at 1 and the races start at 2 for 2-cycle or 4-cycle go-karts. There are 2 heat races, 1 Australian pursuit and 1 feature race. Margays and Stingers race down a track covered with oil. The oil is put on the track so the dust won't stir up, but the oil gets on everything and it costs $2 to clean your go-kart after you get done racing. Larry Eichel, one of the best racers in the area, has won a lot of races. He describes how it must feel to be a go-kart racing down that track.
I'm number 69, and when my driver takes off, he always spins the wheel. When I get on the track, sometimes my chain breaks and comes around and hits me. Almost every race, I come around a corner too fast, and I slide around and hit a mud puddle. And I get muddy water all over me. I love for my master to win and carry the checkered flag around the track.
That looks like fun. That's all for News 6 today. Next week's News 6 will be presented by the 6th grade from Ottawa Elementary. Thanks for watching.